Our next segment comes from someone you've heard about through the course of last night and today. And now we get to hear his keynote speech. But before he speaks, just a few things about him. He joined Toastmasters in the year 2013, and by 2017, he was a district director. How did he do as district director? Oh, he only achieved President's Distinguished. But you know what? That wasn't even the first time he was President's Distinguished. He was also President's Distinguished in the year 2015 through 16 as a division director. So that was nothing new to him. And he's also been impressing people and leading people and demonstrating to people as a role model, as an international director. I went to his page on the Toastmasters site, captured a couple of his thoughts that I want to share with you before he takes the Zoom stage. One of the questions they ask is, what lessons did you learn from previous leadership positions? Among his lessons, he includes the importance of developing other people. He says the value of consistency and persistence, as well as trust. And he says the significance of learning from one's failure. No one is ever so far along, so far advanced, that they cannot still learn from their failures. Another question is, why do you want to serve as an international director? He says, I am passionate about serving our members and organization as we change lives and help individuals find their voice. To me, that is what this organization is about, changing lives and helping people to find their voice. And one more question, have you ever been on a board of directors? And FYI, our next speaker has actually been on the board of directors for the University of New Orleans Alumni Association. So this is not his first term as a director on a board. So please give a warm Chicago welcome, and let's bring to the Zoom stage distinguished Toastmaster, our International Director for Region 5, Mohamad Qayoom. Mohamad.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Mr. MC, members of District 103 and District 30. I know some of you are from District 30. If you don't mind, and if you're not having a bad hair day, I would love for you to turn your videos on. I would like to feed from the energy that you guys are going to provide. All of the DTMs, I was looking through the names and the number of DTMs that you have produced in a few months. That's remarkable. You know, we gather here today to celebrate all of the DTMs, what you DTMs have accomplished today. But we also gather here to celebrate every single person in your Toastmasters Club that ever provided you evaluation, guidance, clubs that provided you opportunity to speak. We celebrate all of the officers who have provided the environment where you were able to deliver your projects. We gather here to celebrate your district officers. We gather here to celebrate your mentors. We gather here to celebrate your HPL committee members. And we gather here to celebrate your family members, your students, your neighbors, your pets, your mirrors, your windshields that had to listen to all of the speeches that you prepared. Thank you for being persistent. Thank you for overcoming the challenges and difficulties in achieving this milestone and earning a distinguished Toastmasters Award. Now, everyone that helped you throughout this journey has paid it forward. Now, when I talk about paying it forward, I go back to one of my experiences from my teenage years. I was in 9th grade in Pakistan. And to travel during those days, I used to take public bus. Now, I know some of you, when you're thinking about public bus, you're probably thinking about an RTA bus or those red buses that you see in the UK, maybe a double-decker. But let me set the stage, or perhaps screen right. The bus that I am referring to is something like this. You may see an overcrowded bus there. You may see that people are riding inside the bus, hanging from the bus and on top of the bus. But that's the kind of buses I used to take to get to where I had to. On this particular day, I had something that only probably 10% of the people had, which was a seat. And you know, this particular seat was more valuable than probably a business class seat in an airline. And I felt so lucky to have the seat. The bus was so overcrowded, I could only see the person who was standing in front of me. There was not enough room in the bus to move from one side to the other. As I was sitting in my seat, I noticed something very interesting. I noticed that the person who was sitting next to me stood up and gave his seat to someone else. I was only in 9th grade at the time. I noticed that, and I didn't understand why someone would give their seat to someone else. I don't know what I was thinking, but within the next few minutes, I decided to get up and give my seat to someone else. There was an older gentleman who was standing. I looked at him, and without saying a word, I made eye contact and pointed him to my seat. He sat down, didn't say anything, looked at me, and I could just see how grateful he was because I had given him my seat. You know, going back, now when I think about this, I was really not expecting anything to get back. That's paying it forward. You give something to someone without expecting anything in return. You may have done this. You may have bought coffee for a stranger or held the door open for someone or donate your blood. Any blood donors here? Yeah? What do you get back? Maybe a t-shirt. Sometimes you never wear that t-shirt, but we do it to pay it forward. We do it because we are kind and we know the world needs kindness. When I look at my Toastmasters experience, my Toastmasters journey, and I hope most of you will be able to relate to this journey, it's the kindness of my fellow Toastmasters that helped me grow in my communication and my leadership skills. I remember the first time I thought about joining Toastmasters. It was a Saturday, and I was driving to a school where I teach or taught at the time. Saturday, I found a number on the website for Naturally Nolans Toastmasters. I called the number. It was Saturday, and I was not expecting anyone to return my phone call or even anyone to pick up the phone. So I called the phone number, and someone answered the phone on a Saturday. And the person who was on the other side of the phone, his name is John P. Haley, and he was a past district governor. He answered the call, and he took his time, and he gave me as much time as needed to explain what Toastmasters was. He asked me about myself. He asked me about my goals, my plans, and why I wanted to join Toastmasters. You know, John didn't have to do it. John already had his DTM. John had served as a district governor, and he had spent many years in Toastmasters, but John still gave me 20 to 30 minutes of his time on a Saturday to ensure that I had all the answers. And then John invited me to his club's next meeting on Tuesday. You know what John was doing? John Haley was paying it forward. If it wasn't because of John that day, I don't know if I would have been a Toastmaster or not. Probably would have called that phone number and left a message, and that would have been it. But John was there who helped me. Do you remember your experience when you contacted an officer or a club? Someone took the time to help you. When you stepped into your first Toastmasters meeting, whether it was via Zoom or in person, there was someone who explained what Toastmasters was. There was someone who most likely asked you why you were in the meeting. And that's how we paid forward Toastmasters. When I became a member in Toastmasters, I was given a mentor. Did you guys have mentors? Show of hands, thumbs up, thumbs down, yes? Good, very good, good to see. You know, mentors are probably one of the most important aspects of Toastmasters clubs. So when I joined, I had a mentor. Her name, Katie Rigsby. She was the one who assisted me in understanding the program. One day I received a phone call from my club president. And the club president said, "Hey, Mohamad, we have a speech contest coming up and no one from our club is participating. And I think you will be an excellent contestant to compete in this humor speech contest." My response was, "But I'm not funny." He said, no, you don't have to be funny. It's just a contest. You go there, you give a 5 to 7 minute speech. And that's it. You have to represent our club. Someone has to represent our club. I'm sure many of you had phone calls where you were pressured. No, maybe that's not a good word. Persuaded into doing something to represent your club. And sure enough, I said yes. Voluntold, yes. Good, Meg. Voluntold to represent your club. And I said yes. You know, but I didn't have a humor speech, and the contest was the very next day. So guess what I did? I called my mentor. I said, "Katie, look, I have to compete. I don't have a speech. What to do? I am new here. You're my mentor, and you're supposed to help me. Can you write a speech for me?" She's like, no, that's not how it works. So that same night at 9 o'clock, we met at Barnes & Noble's. And she helped me prepare for my contest. Why did she have to help me at 9 p.m. with a speech? Because she was paying it forward. And that's what your mentors have done. That's what you do for your club members. Now, some of you may be wondering, how did I do with my humor speech? I won first place in area contest with that speech. I went on to the division contest. And I know you're expecting to hear that I won the division contest, but I did not win the division contest. I was placed third. And then they said, "Have you considered serving as a leader?" That means you're not too good as a speaker, so just think about leadership. I chose leadership path. But the point is, as mentors, we pay it forward. Think about all of your mentors. Think about those who you have helped with the speeches, whether it's a contest speech, whether it's their pathway speeches or speech, any of the speeches in the legacy program. Greg Kitchen was serving as a division director. One day he reached out to me and he said, Mohamad, I have a proposition for me. I was serving as a club president at that time. You know, he had all my attention when he said, I have a proposition for you. I'm like, what could he have for me? He's like, have you ever considered serving as an area director? My next question is, what do I get to direct? He's like, no, it's not that. You're going to help clubs become better. You're going to help the club officers. You're going to help some contest. And he continued and he explained what an area director does. He was serving as a division director and he wanted me to step up to serve as an area director. It's a great leadership opportunity and he presented a beautiful case for me. My answer to Greg was, no, Greg, thank you. And just to make him go away, I said, Greg, come back next year and I'll consider next year. No, Greg came back next year. And he came back and he said, I have a proposition for you. And I'm like, Greg, not again. But Greg came back and eventually I said yes to Greg. What did Greg do? Or what did Greg get by persuading me? Well, maybe a district leader, right? And we need those district leaders. But Greg was there to support me. Greg didn't just say, sign your name here and then disappeared. Greg was there throughout the year to help me, to support me during my leadership journey. Anytime I ran into an issue, Greg was there for me. I used to think about, how would Greg solve this problem? Greg was paying it forward. You know, Toastmasters, that's what we do. On April 28th, there's an International Day of Paying It Forward. Did you know there was such a day? I didn't know it until I Googled. Don't Google, I've already done that for you. On that day, members from all over the world are encouraged to be kind, to do something kind for others, maybe buy an ice cream or coffee or hold the door or pay for someone's meal. I encourage you to be kind on that day. But I know you don't need a particular day to be kind. As Toastmasters, it's our kindness, it's our compassion, it's our heart that helps our members to grow. You know, we live in a world where there's just so many ways that can divide us. We live in a world we have race, religion, region that could be used to divide us. But Toastmasters and the kindness of the people is what unites us. It's that journey to our goals, whether it's a path or DTM, that makes us a better person, makes a better society. In our clubs, in our districts, on the board, we have the opportunity. And in some cases, we have the obligation to give up our seats, to stand up and say it to others, why don't you take the seat? Because someone has done it for us. So all of the newly minted DTMs, all of the members, it's our time now to pay it forward. Madam MC.
Do we have a niece or Valerie?
Yes, that's me. Can you hear me? Thank you again, Mohamad, for that incredible presentation for our distinguished Toastmasters recipients. But well, everyone, it's time to meet our new district leadership team for 2021-2022. And please, at this time, I will turn it back over to our International Director of Region 5, Mohamad Qayoom, who will be the installation officer to induct our new leaders for District 103. Please join me again in welcoming International Director, Region 5, Mohamad Qayoom.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure and honor to install the future leaders of District 103. But before we install the future leaders, I would like all of the current leaders to turn the videos on and everyone else to turn their videos on. So I would like to see a grid of all of the current leaders of the district. And whoever is the Zoom master, can we remove the spotlight and see all of the current officers of the district on the screen, please?
You may need to just switch the spotlight view there, but looks like people are turning their video on. Seeing a lot of leaders turning their video on.
So if you are serving as a leader this year, whether you're an area director, district division leader, please turn your video on, or keep your video on rather. Okay, excellent. Excellent, and you can switch to gallery view to see all of the officers that are serving your members this year. This message is for all of you, all of the officers who are serving our district, District 103, and will continue to serve the district until
we die.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
Okay.
I said from ever, I don't want to think death.
11:59 p.m. June 30th, and that is Mountain Time. I know you're in Central Time, but Mountain Time. This has been a challenging year, a very difficult year to be in leadership. So much has happened in our lives, but you have continued to serve as district leaders. In your Toastmasters life, in your personal lives, in your professional lives, so much uncertainty. But you remembered the mission. You remembered that you had agreed to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. You remembered the values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And despite all of the challenges, you continued to serve our members. And on behalf of the board, on behalf of Toastmasters International, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your service. And I just don't only want to thank you, I also want to thank every person who supported you. You know, when you serve as a leader in our organization, you have to give up something, right? Sometimes it's the family time you have to give up. Sometimes it's some other project that you really want to work on. So you have a lot of support from your loved ones. And I also want you to go home. Well, you're already home. But when you get off of the Zoom meeting, thank them. Thank every person who supported you throughout this year. Again, thank you so much. And now I would like to welcome our incoming leaders. So let's give everyone a big, if you have the ability to unmute, please unmute yourselves. And let's give our outgoing officers a big round of applause. And some whoos, yes. Thank you. At this time, I would like everyone to turn off their videos and only the division directors to keep their video on, the division director elect. If you are a division director elect, please keep your video turned on. Division direct, I have a list. Division B director, Nikia Young. Division F director, Sandra Lane. Division G director, Sam Sukumar. Division S director, Dishun Mosley. All right, congratulations on your election as division directors. As division directors, you are going to work with your area directors. You're going to lead a team of area directors. You're also going to be indirectly supporting the clubs that are in your division. And the skills that you're going to learn in this role are going to be managing people, leading team, encouraging team members. Just remember, as you're leading your teams, lead with your heart and your minds, because we're leading peoples. As part of your division director or division director responsibility, I will ask you a question, and I really expect your response is going to be, I will. If not, I will be very disappointed and we have to figure out what to do, and it will be a problem for our incoming district director. As a division director, will you commit to doing your best to support area directors and help the district fulfill its mission while practicing Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence? Please say, I will.
I will.
I will.
All right, thank you so much. And you have been installed, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, can we have our club growth director-elect, Mary Sabo? Do we have Mary here? And
Yeah,
Let me pull up Mary here. I do not see Mary Zabo. Mary, if you're here, just send me a message and I can spotlight you.
I don't think she's gonna be here.
we'll install her another time. She's not going to get away easily. Do we have our program called Quality Director, Dion Legan?
Yes.
All right. Madam Program Quality Director-elect. As Program Quality Director, you are going to be holding a very important position. You're going to be responsible for the education of the district members. You're going to be responsible for arranging contests, conferences such as this. And this was a great contest. I have to congratulate the conference committee for holding such an excellent conference. As Program Quality Director, do you accept the duties of the Program Quality Director and pledge to do your best to carry them out in accordance with the district mission of building new clubs and supporting all clubs in achieving excellence?
Yes, I will.
All right, thank you very much. You have been installed. And now I would like to invite our district director-elect, Greg Thompson. Greg?
Yes,
As
sir.
district director, you are responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As the district's chief executive officer, you lead members in fostering strong clubs, achieving their goals, and fulfilling the district and Toastmasters International missions. You, or will you, accept these responsibilities? Please say I will.
I will.
All right. Thank you. Madam, Mr. District Director, and District 103 leaders, for this upcoming year, will you commit to working together as a team and doing your best to help each other to meet your common goals? At this time, I would like everyone to unmute themselves and say "we will." I want Greg to hear "we will" as loud as he can so that he knows he has all the support. So on my count, if all of you can unmute yourself and say "we will," I think that will help Greg a lot. 1, 2, 3.
We will.
I will.
There you go.
Yes.
Sometimes.
I got muted. Oops, I said something I wasn't supposed to say, but it's okay. All of you members of District 103, all of you have appointed these leaders. You know, it's not easy to serve as a district leader. District leaders work very hard to ensure that the members are successful by helping build new clubs and achieving other clubs and helping other clubs in achieving excellence. And the district leaders need support from all of us, not just the folks who were inducted today, all of the club officers, all of the club members, all of the past district directors, governors, past region advisors. We all have to work together to support our elected officer. You know, some of you may receive a call from Greg or his team in the coming days, and there will be an ask, there will be a proposition for you to help the district leader, to help your district leaders, or to serve in a leadership capacity. My request to you, to the members of District 103, is you rock. When you get that phone call, just don't say no. Think about it. Think about it for a day or two, and then give your answer. You may not be able to take a long-term commitment. Think about a project, a mini project. In whatever capacity you can help the district leaders, please do that. The biggest help will be to attend your club meetings. The biggest help is to support those club roles. The biggest help would be to adhere to the Toastmasters promise that you agreed to when you signed your membership application. Now, these are difficult times, but together we can achieve greatness. Together, we can continue to produce many more DTMs. Together, we can continue to transform lives. Toastmasters is not about titles. It's about transformation. And you're not done yet. I'm not done yet. And many of your members are not done transforming into their better selves. Let's work together to do that. And let's work together to pay it forward. Greg, it's all yours now. I wish you good luck. Please feel free to reach out to any of us, and I will not say no to you.
I will.
Greg, would you like to say anything as an incoming district director?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I'd like to thank the committee, the DLC committee. I'd like to thank all of the members of D103 and also my support group. I want to take the momentum that we have created this year. It was definitely started by Cassandra Lee a few years ago, and the mantle was picked up by Don and also carried on by Ivory Gwen, and Joe just was that spark. And as they said a little earlier in one of the presentations, all you need is the spark and the match. And I think we are ready to go. This is definitely a fun district. Great bunch of people. Joe and Dion are a joy to work with. Those guys, they got my back and I got theirs. And this district, everything we've asked them to do, and we have asked a lot. I mean, our team, Valerie Smith as the PR person, and everybody, Carl, everybody that we've asked to do something, they have all stepped up and did whatever we asked them to do. And we got new leaders like Nakia and Sam that have stepped forward. And I didn't even know Sam before this year, didn't know Nakia before this year. And now they are division directors. Tell us that we're not building leaders in this district. Tell us we don't have the momentum with all of the awards that we've had and all of the things that we've accomplished. This was a great first virtual conference like I've never seen before. This is great. We had great MCs, great people that stepped up. I'm just hoping to be able to be just as good as what we had this year. If we keep the momentum going, we are going to be a distinguished district. I am sure of it with the leaders that we have elected this past term. Thank you.
Thank you, and back to you, Madam MC.
Thank you. And thank you again. Let's give Mohamad Qayoom a hand for the excellent presentation for our DTM ceremony keynote. Thank you, Mohamad.
And thank you for this wonderful trophy. I don't know if you can see it. I have a background, but I've received it in the mail. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.